Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my Lady Boss YouTube channel. So today we're just gonna hop right into it and we're gonna talk about the daily routines that can help improve your life. But before we do get started, please feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I do post videos every single Thursday, and I will link my Instagram handle down below as well too, so you can follow me on social media. So let's go ahead and get into a couple tips that I have on how to have great daily routines to improve your life. My tip number one is 1 hour of self-care each day. So this is something that I feel like it's a very common denominator in a lot of my videos, and I do talk about this a lot, but I think it is very crucial and very important. So I think that you should do 1 hour self-care each day, and usually if you can do it in the mornings, that's probably the best situation. So the reason why I say, 1 hour self-care in the mornings is because that's when life isn't demanding anything of you, it's quiet, and there's less distractions. And that's why I'm a true believer that self-care is probably like the utmost important thing for people to do every single day, because it makes you feel less stressed, it makes you feel a lot more energized. It just kind of helps you shift your mood into a more positive state. So whether that's doing journaling, listening to a podcast, reading, taking a morning walk, whatever it is that'll put you in a better mood where you feel that you're taking the time to actually take care of yourself and not be anywhere near those distractions, that'll definitely help you so much in the long run, and you'll see a definite mood and mindset shift. My tip number two is something I like to call 10 Minutes Heidi. So this is something that I've actually been doing lately, and it is awesome. So pretty much it's going around every single day and picking up things and tidying up for at least 10 minutes. And whether that's, picking up magazines, wiping down your tables, putting away a couple dishes, fixing pillows on your couch, picking up clothes off the floor, anything where you can just start to pick up things and put them away in their places for 10 minutes every single day. You don't understand how much of a game changer that really, really is. Because the fact is, if you do this on a consistent basis, your living areas and just your room or living room area is just so much cleaner than how you left it the day before. And get this too, by the end of the week, you're not stressed on having this thing about having to clean your entire house for 2 to 3 hours. It definitely lessens that time frame of you being able to just get bombarded by the end of the week and just really hating it or having, just procrastination towards it. This 10-minute tidy rule, I swear, has changed my life. And it is just something where I think a lot of people can start to do, especially if you're a busy person and especially if you like to live in a cleaner household. And that's one thing where this method has by far been one of the best things and one of the best methods I've ever tried in my life. And I do really highly recommend that other people try this as well too. My tip number three is manage your attention. So pretty much what I mean by this is two things. So it is really important to actually learn how to time block and also to really be very cognizant on where your attention is going throughout the day. So if you're a really busy person and you don't have a lot of time and you're always kind of on this strict schedule, this is where time blocking and being able to really focus and put your attention towards the things that are of utmost importance. So one thing that I do really highly recommend is either time blocking or using this other system called Trello. And so time blocking, I think everybody's very familiar with what that is, but just many people aren't really good at doing it. That's why, if you know that you have to get a lot of stuff done, either turn off the distractions like your phone, email, computer, anything like that. Just put it to the side and just time block and say, hey, for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to focus on this task. For the next 30 minutes, I'm going to focus on this other task that I need to get done. So that's where time blocking is very crucial. Then there's that system that I was talking to you about that you can also help organize your schedule, is called Trello. It's this website. It's completely free, and you can create different categories. You can, edit and move things. You can color code certain things of importance. And it's also really nice too because you can also put this on your phone. It's also a downloadable app. Like I said, all completely free, and it's really awesome because, say for example, everybody always has their phone with them. Not always do you always have your laptop with you. So it's nice if you have an idea or you remember something that you need to get done that day, you can just pull out your phone and just look at your to-do list, and it'll sync back and forth between what you put on your laptop and what you have on the app. So This whole entire Trello system is really great, and it's a free system for people to start using. So my last and final tip actually isn't a tip. It's something to self-reflect and see what quadrant you actually fall within and whether or not you need to kind of change your habits. So there's 4 different quadrants, and I'll read through each one of these. So quadrant number 1 is when things are urgent and important. Quadrant number 2 is something that's not urgent but important. And there's quadrant number 3, which is urgent and not important. And quadrant number 4 is not urgent and not important. So within these 4 quadrants, I'm going to kind of describe to you the description of each one. So quadrant 1 of things being urgent and important. So this is where, to be honest, a lot of us spend our time in. So a lot of people like to fall into this quadrant because it's where there's a lot of pressing problems, there's crises, there's deadlines to be met. So, and it's also too where people are in this quadrant where they always know that they're constantly putting out fires like left and right, where there's always something problematic where they have to put their attention towards it and spend a lot of time on it. So like I said, a lot of people do fall into this quadrant, and sometimes that's not always a good thing because you're constantly being reactive to situations. So the next quadrant is quadrant 2, where it's not urgent but it's important. So this is where a lot of us want to be in and we want to fall in, because quadrant 2 is where you want to start the planning, the preparation, being able to learn things and prevent things and be just kind of more on top of it. So even though it's not urgent, it's still one of those things where you know it is important to you for your success, for your self-care, just for your well-being. This is where a lot of people should try to work towards in being, because you're not in that really like reactive mode as you were as in quadrant 1, and you're kind of more in the preparation and just trying to, you know, be ahead of the game in this quadrant. So my next quadrant that I was talking to you about was quadrant 3, and that is urgent and not important. So this is another really popular category where a lot of people do fall in this quadrant, but it's not always necessarily a positive thing because it's kind of sort of like being reactive, but with distractions. So this is where you think a lot of things are urgent, but they're actually really not, and they're not that important. So for example, like when you're doing your self-care routine in the mornings, right? For the first hour when you wake up. So this is where you kind of decide to check emails and decide to just like start typing away and just emailing everybody, or checking your phone because you have certain text messages that you think you need to respond to right away. But through all those examples, I just want you to be able to be cognizant and just realize that even though certain things may seem like they're important, they're actually not that urgent, and they're actually more of a distraction than anything else. And this leads me into my last quadrant, quadrant 4, where there's a lot of things that are not urgent and not important. So this comes down to things that are like the busy work, or the things that, you know, are kind of time wasters, like where sometimes, you know, you have a lot of things to do, but you're going to sit down and watch TV when, you know, you have a list of things to get done that day. Or for example, you know, you decide to scroll through social media, and instead of just scrolling for like a couple minutes, you're on your phone for like 20-30 minutes. So just be very cognizant that this is one category that a lot of us do fall in, unfortunately, but it's just like that's what we do. We get distracted very easily. But like I said, if you try to get into that quadrant 2 state where you're kind of trying to plan and prep and just be ready for, you know, certain things that will hit you in life, that's kind of where, you know, you can kind of be able to lessen those distractions, lessen the time wasters, and get a lot more stuff done. So you're probably wondering why I just kind of went into this whole spiel about breaking down these 4 quadrants. So in the end, this is where it'll actually help you kind of categorize and see where you fall, because a lot of times, you know, there's so much stuff that goes on in our lives that we don't really realize what's distracting us, or how much we're procrastinating, or what we can actually do to improve our routines to simplify our lives. It's all about how you can put it in a perspective for yourself to be able to understand your daily habits better. Alright, you guys, I'm going to close out this video. I hope that my tips and suggestions were super helpful to you, and that you can maybe implement these new routines into your life. And with that being said, I know that everybody already has their own certain routines that they do every single day. But if you do have those and you aren't implementing them, keep going, keep pushing, because I'm pretty sure that you know yourself that your really good habits and routines are definitely creating your success for the long run. And you'll be able to accomplish so much at the end of the day. You'll get get so much stuff done. You'll just feel so empowered by the end of your day. So other than that, I hope that you did enjoy this video. I do appreciate you so much for watching, and just remember, I do post videos every single Thursday, and I will see you all next week. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.